My doctor called. He goes, "So pathology came back and it is cancer. Please come to my office right away for the next steps." You are never prepared to hear that, but in the same sense, I knew. I knew. This whole time I knew.
Amanda, a 33-year-old woman from LA, had been enjoying the prime time of her life with her family and friends, completely oblivious of the symptoms that had been raising a red flag slowly with each passing day. It was in September of 2019 when Amanda first experienced a gargling stomach, probably a minor bloating or gaseous symptom, as it usually is to many of us. Yet its unusually prolonged stay, combined with constant bleeding, hit Amanda in the gut, indicating that she might have had a serious problem. However, her initial behavior to lay it off, accompanied by her doctor's assurance of the symptoms being that of hemorrhoids, led her to ignore these lethal flags as she continued to enjoy her life in ignorance, probably living in denial. This behavior was not strange at all, as patients whose lives are at stake probably love to live in denial because of the harshness of the truth that might kill them before the actual disease does. As Amanda approached her local urgent care, after months of continued gargling and bleeding, she was assured by the doctor that it was nothing too risky, without any thorough checkup or any blood exam. Upon being questioned about the longevity of these symptoms, her doctor gave a loose-ended answer that her symptoms might even stretch to weeks and months if she does not take a proper diet. Her circle also told Amanda that it was probably the grief of her mother's death 6 months earlier that was causing her these anxiety-driven symptoms. However, the symptoms continued as time passed, causing her more anxiety, and after getting her health insurance in January 2020, she approached another doctor for a thorough checkup and blood exam. Surprisingly, the medical checkup and the blood tests came out normal, hinting that it was all right and Amanda was just being a hypochondriac. However, Amanda was not satisfied with the results, as she had a strong hunch that something was indeed wrong with her body, probably something as bad as colon cancer. Amanda started searching for her symptoms on Google and YouTube every night, going through stories of patients with similar symptoms until she narrowed down her suspicions to the existence of colon cancer. But Amanda's suspicions were always shot down whenever she brought it up to her doctor, with an assumption that it was a bacterial disease at that point. As her doctor assured her, Amanda tried to take her mind off her illness by taking a trip to Australia in March 2020, where she met with a lot of people. But all of these activities went down the drain when she started constipating. It had now been 6 months since her symptoms appeared, and they were increasing consistently, so Amanda decided to consult the doctor as soon as possible. But soon after her return, everything shut down as the coronavirus pandemic hit the global population. To her dismay, the doctors were not checking anyone physically unless it was a medical emergency, and Amanda had to now consult her primary care doctor online. As Amanda consulted about her suspicions of colon cancer from her doctor, he provided her with vague counter-arguments that cancer would have consumed her health, leading to skin and bones, but that was not the case with Amanda. Additionally, the doctor confronted her with her blood tests, explaining that she would have had anemia if she had cancer, but that was not the case with her. These arguments were not at all settling, as Amanda realized that they were for a last-stage cancer patient, meaning that she still might have carried the tumor. Amanda strongly believed that there was something that was causing distress in her bowels, and that something could not have been taken lightly. As Amanda's suspicions rose large, her doctor ordered her stool sample test to further erase her suspicions, which ended up falling into a gray area as her doctor approved her blood reports once again, but referred her to a gastroenterologist, deeming that something was indeed wrong. Amanda finally took a breath of relief as she was looking forward to confronting her suspicions with a gastroenterologist. Yet, the specialist repeated the words, and her primary care doctor said to her that she was healthy, as she did not have the symptoms of colon cancer, and there was no chance of it being hereditary. The specialist affirmed that he would test her for ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease, but colon cancer was out of the question. Amanda, on the other hand, facing all the pain and illness, was still not sure of it, and ended up convincing the doctor to have a colonoscopy. However, there were indeed hurdles to the approval of her colonoscopy from her insurance company, as she did not have any pre-existing symptoms to prove the dire need. After days of reaching out to the company and waiting for them to call back, while fighting her stress, anxiety, and chronic pain, she was approved for a colonoscopy 2 months later in July. After her colonoscopy, the doctor confronted her with reports of a large tumor inside her sigmoid colon, and it was indeed the point of satisfaction for Amanda that her suspicions were not some delusions, but a lethal reality that had been eating her from the insides. As the doctor broke the news of her cancer, she was hit with a barrage of self-doubting thoughts and regrets, like, why did she not fight more? Or why did not get a colonoscopy before the tumor spread at large? The doctor then referred a surgeon, revealing that it would be surgery if the tumor were small, but she would have to go through chemo if the tumor was large. Amanda, rooting fear and anxiety deep within her, went for surgery just a month later and went through a hemicolectomy through a laparoscopy. The surgeon resected the affected part of her colon, and Amanda's case proceeded to an oncologist, where she was informed that the tumor found in her body was indeed large yet fresh, and had not eaten its way through the body. Amanda was relieved by the news, as her lymph nodes, her liver, and all the rest of the organs were marked healthy, and her effort paid off in the detection of the tumor in the early stages. Amanda was now a bit relieved to start her sessions with her oncologist at Cedars, although still carried a bit of anxiety about her illness being incurable. Before she met with her oncologist, Amanda was prepared to hear the bad news, the news that would have broken her completely, the news of her cancer being incurable. Well, Amanda did break down in tears, not because of the bad news, but because she finally found a nice doctor who understood her, who empathized with her, and who gave her all the hope and advice she had been needing all this time. Her oncologist comforted her, showed her the pathology report, explaining the minor details of her reports, and finally revealed that what she had was stage 2A colon cancer, a stage where the tumor had chewed through the first layer of her lymph node. Amanda was now very relieved that she had countered her illness in time, and that was going to be life-saving for her. However, there was one piece of news yet to be revealed by her oncologist, a piece of news that was an indication that her fight was not over yet. Now, before we proceed to Amanda's next battle, please make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel, as it motivates us to keep going. Thank you. And let's move forward towards Amanda's journey. As Amanda was celebrating within herself, her oncologist revealed that she had lymphoma vascular invasion, a term that she had never heard before. He revealed that despite no cancer traces in the lymph nodes, DNA of cancer was found in the blood vessels surrounding the tumor in the tissue, which meant the possibility of the tumor returning once again. Despite the uncertainty of cancer's presence in Amanda's body, her oncologist recommended chemotherapy to kill even the minor chances of this tumor eating its way through her body once again. Amanda, looking forward to fighting it completely and driving it out of her system once and for all, instantly agreed to the chemo, despite the uncertainty of the presence of cancer cells. Amanda started her chemotherapy in December 2020, after bravely getting a port placed a day before her chemotherapy, which she started attending every other Tuesday. She also took her pills on Wednesdays and visited her oncologist for a shot of a drug called Zarzio, which boosted her white blood cells, which were being killed during the chemotherapy. These booster shots were extremely painful for Amanda, hitting her like a truck. Furthermore, she had to follow through with her chemo sessions, along with the hydration drips and the additional drugs, which was bothersome for Amanda. But the result kept her going and going. Amanda started growing weak and nauseous day by day, yielding symptoms of neuropathy and cold shocks, which were a side effect of the therapy and the drugs. Weeks later, her legs and feet started getting numb, even while walking, probably like a dead leg. And Amanda at that point was getting to know the hardships that hit the cancer patients. Yet, it was hope that kept her going, as she was being monitored carefully by the medical staff. Amanda went through her CAT scans every 6 months, followed by mammograms and ultrasounds to assure that there were no hazardous elements left in her body. From then onwards, Amanda has been under professional care, getting her CAT scans done every 6 months while going for a colonoscopy every 3 years. She has also been getting her blood checked every 3 months, as her oncologist is carefully monitoring her cancer biomarkers. All has been going well for Amanda, except for the possibility of a genetic mutation of colon cancer, which can either result in kidney cancer or skin cancer. So, even her kidney functions are under surveillance, and she has been consulting her dermatologist for possible skin cancer symptoms. Although all of this might sound horrible, it has taught Amanda a lot of things, like patience and fighting firmly, never giving up on yourself. As we conclude Amanda's story, we have come to learn that nobody knows your body better than you. Amanda's patience helped her through her crucial stages and taught her some empathy for other people who are fighting the same battles. Listen to your body, get checked, and be patient while fighting for your life. Remember that there are a lot of beautiful things to learn and adapt from your illness, instead of just pitying your life. So stay healthy, stay strong, and stay focused, hoping you will make it out of it someday for sure.